Entering the Pat Mayo Experience.
Pat Mayo Experience. Pat Mayo Experience. Pat Mayo Experience. Experience.
Welcome to the Pat Mayo Experience, the Challenge War of the Worlds, Episode 10, Fantasy Scoring and Recap. Remember to smash the like button for the episode. Smash it so hard. Don't break your screen, but smash it a lot, because I have this working theory that if you smash it really hard, it might count as double the like. So I'm just testing out this theory. We'll see if it works. Don't break your screen. Then leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section. And for next week's show, when it is a female elimination day, if it was you who was going to the killing floor, who would you call out with all the female cast members left that you would want to face on the killing floor? Paul Shaughnessy. Who would you want to face on the killing floor?
If I was a girl or a guy?
Girl.
Right now, Georgia almost.
Georgia, I mean, I think we were dealing with a little bit of recency bias on this one.
Of course, but like she's a freaking mess emotionally. Who knows how she's going to react to Bear being gone? That girl, love Georgia, great girl, but like...
She's a great girl.
She's a great girl. She's tremendous. The most ugly crier maybe ever. Like from what she looks like in normal life to like her cry face is a bad, like she's got bad cry face.
Sometimes bad cry face is very memeable. It'll get you out there.
It's true. It's true.
You'll be all over the internets with your terrible cry face.
Someone should start a burner account.
Georgia's cry face.
Georgia's cry face.
So let's just jump into the fantasy scoring very quickly. There was one man to rule them all as it pertained to the fantasy scoring. And that man's name, my team captain, the Turbo. This is what I needed from him. I needed a high scoring performance from him. And I still need him to win because he's so far behind everyone else in scoring. Yeah. But 153 points for Turbo, Hunter 91. They get into the altercation. They score fantasy points. Paulie 67, Theo 61, Kyle 44, Georgia 34, Wes 23, Davon 15, Ninja 13, and Cara Maria, 11 points.
Yeah, she was tied with D.
Yeah, I have D on my team. It's not doing a whole lot for me.
I just figured when I made the graphic that
you put Cara up there.
You put Cara because more people own her. She's been a complete bust.
So what did you think about Windball? I kind of liked Windball.
It was really good. What the hell was Bear even thinking though?
I don't know exactly.
Because he got to the end.
I enjoyed it. So
and then like he managed to do it other times though. That's the funny thing. And he ended up being like
the best one.
The best at it. He's obviously a decent enough runner. It's being
there was a
certain body type that helps.
Here is the whole thing as it pertains to Windball. So they set up like a gale force wind on a fan, like a hurricane fan. You basically had to get one of those exercise balls. That's what they had. You had to run through the lane and drop it into the bin. Bear obviously did not drop it into the bin, but that's what you had to do for your stuff to count.
Yeah.
And you really wanted to keep forward momentum going. Like as soon as you started like veering off to the side with the ball, the wind caught the ball and it would push you too. Yep. So I think that the ideal body type for this, although he didn't end up in the finals or the top three, was Hunter's. Yeah, like short, stocky to the ground and just like hover over everything.
And then for women, it was just Maddie because she's a monster. And those wins, if the wins are equal for everyone, it's just like.
I don't think that
she's like 170 pounds. Like Cara's like 110.
Georgia's like 100.
Yeah, exactly. Like it's
and she had to go first too, which is not great in one of these. Wes was also terrible. Wes has now been terrible 2 in a row.
Yeah, he's a little washed up.
Is he washed up? People don't want to see him in an elimination though. That's the whole thing. I think people are still scared to go head to head with him because he has won the most eliminations of anyone.
And like, if, for instance, last night, if he got called into
he would have won.
He would have won. He would have known Japan. He probably I actually knew Japan. They didn't seem to know Japan.
Shocking that.
How did? Sorry, I'm jumping.
You're jumping way ahead. Sorry, we're at Windball for the moment.
Windball was awesome. Yeah, I don't know what Bear was thinking because he got 6 of them right. But, like, he just went around the corner and just dumped his first 2. And, like, you're running back and you see balls at the end of it. You would think that...
It would register in your mind?
It would register. It's like, oh, shit, those must have came back. Or, like, you'd be like, all right, when I take this next one, I'm going to make sure that those other ones that I accounted for are there. But I'm not getting gale force wind blown in my face trying to go through this thing. So I guess you're probably a little discombobulated.
Maybe so, but why put the other 6 in? Because he was under the impression after he had finished that he had gotten all 8.
Yeah.
So I don't get why the first 2 don't go in and then the next 6 do go in. Why wouldn't you just not put the rest of the ones in? It was really strange. And I really appreciated his level of arrogance after he thought he won. It was amazing.
Hopefully we get him back.
Oh, I mean, they might have to pay him a ton of money, but the guy is excellent TV. I'm very sad to see.
He's not actually that bad of a competitor.
No,
I think
we underrated him.
We 100% underrated him. He's actually a lot more athletic than I think anybody gave him credit.
Well, the whole problem with him, we saw it in one of the challenges earlier, and then we'll see it as, spoiler alert for the elimination. And TJ didn't call him out on this. Guy's a quitter. Guy not Bear. When he gets down, he's an absolute front runner. Like, if he's winning something, like, he has the guts to keep going and run away with the lead. If he's slightly behind at all, it appears, he's going to give up completely.
Yeah, that's exactly what happened against Kyle, for sure, later on in the episode.
I have a decent...
But, at least... we'll get there.
So, back to Win Ball. Is the Gale Force... Because last season, when you had, guys versus girls in elimination and everything like that, they had something called, equalizers, which, the bands would be tighter on the guys, they'd be looser on the girls, so it would give them basically the same. So that's why we saw a lot of guy-girl combos end up doing really well on last season. So is the wind not as forceful for the girls as it was for the guys? Because I'm not sure.
I'm not sure either.
Because if this is going to be the case, it's going to be 3 guys. It's going to be 3 guys in the tribunal every single time.
Absolutely crushed. She got 6 or 7.
I think she got 7.
Yeah, I think.
But was she running it against the same stuff that the guys were?
I bet you it was a little bit less.
I think it was less too.
Because I find it hard to believe that she would have outperformed a hunter or something like that, or performed on the same level as a hunter.
Yes.
She's big, she's strong. She's had a massive advantage over the other girls who the wind was just picking up and taking off on a ride. But the wind that was getting Wes to slip all over the place fall, it's just that may have damn near killed Cara Maria, Ninja, and Georgia.
And D. D did not perform well in this either. The whole D West is just going down. They're on my team too. I need them. I need them to stick around. D might be the answer to that question, by the way.
What?
Who would you want to call out?
I think that's the one you probably call out, yeah.
And she
doesn't seem like a great athlete.
She has heart, though.
Unlike with Wes, she had heart.
I mean, I think just in an elimination format, I don't think it's going to be a situation like we saw with Bear, where all of a sudden she's going to give up if she gets down. She'll go down swinging.
She'll try.
I think so.
Maybe she was just trying to impress Wes. She wanted to be in the good books with Wes.
Are people really that into Wes?
She was.
I mean, it's worked for her so far. She's still around.
Yeah.
So for the guys, it was Polly, Turbo. No, it was Polly, Theo, and was it Turbo? It was Turbo. Who almost killed himself. And the only thing that he was concerned about was how many balls that he got into the thing. And Turbo.
That's what you want when you have him as your team captain, like you do.
Turbo. It was a great episode for Turbo. Because
Yeah.
even when he's getting the medical check, he's concerned about how many balls he gets into the thing. And then he tells the medic that if he wins the money, he's going to take her out.
We go to a party.
It was fantastic.
We have big party together. Yeah, no, Turbo had a hell of an episode. I was very endearing watching him on death's door after doing that. Just how deep he had to dig to do it. I'm just surprised though that
he gassed out so badly.
He gassed out so badly doing that, and Bear absolutely wrecked it.
Well, the big thing with Bear
100% should have won. He was right there. He had those two in.
Bear and Hunter had a better strategy. They shuttled up towards the side so the wind couldn't get on that side of you. Mm-hmm. And they shuttled the ball towards the wall so it couldn't get caught that way and just blow you around. And they got low. Turbo didn't get low. He was holding the ball up here, just trying to run like a maniac right in the center of the wind.
Yeah.
Maddie did the same thing too. She huddled up against the wall and just used her force to get through.
Does this concern you a bit that Turbo, if we get to a final,
he might give it all on the first leg?
He may not be very good at strategizing in the moment. He's going to give you every single shred of his being to whatever he's doing. But maybe he's just not, they say in boxing, MMA, or ring IQ or octagon or cage IQ. And it's just being able to make adjustments in the fight or in the game or whatever. Maybe he's not very good at doing that.
Maybe not, but again, like Georgia, he was one of the first people to go. It seemed like people picked up a better strategy as it went along.
They must have been able to watch. Because they didn't set it up where it looked like people were able to see what people were doing once they went into that wind tunnel, but maybe they were able to get a look.
Or they were just talking about it once
they seemed to
came
know
out.
how many balls were getting dropped. So like they must have had some sort of angle. We just couldn't see them on camera. So yeah, maybe Hunter does his strategy. Bear goes, "Hey, that looks like it works. That looks like something I could do," and he followed suit. But yeah, Turbo. It's gonna be the Turbo show, really.
Well, and Turbo's in the tribunal with. I guess we kind of glossed over at the beginning when Polly and Turbo make an alliance too.
Mm-hmm.
I think
I missed the first 3 minutes.
Yeah, that's smart. They sat down and like they said, like we're in an alliance basically. That's a strong alliance. Kara, Polly, and Turbo.
That's good for them because it seems like finally, because yeah, you've seen with Polly, like he does not want to be on Team Wes whatsoever.
No, he really should have voted in Wes.
Yeah,
like I get that he basically just voted in Kyle to appease Kara. I think
I would have preferred to see Wes versus Bear as well, just based on like the history. Yeah, it would have been awesome. Show.
But I think that Wes would have utilized the strategy that I would have had for the elimination, which I think would have been the move, but those two are just too stupid to pull it off. Like you actually have to know what the answer is.
Yeah, wait for the answer to come down.
Yeah, just wait. No, the save it. Just remind me to bring it up. But it does require actually knowing the answer, which if you don't know it, then you're kind of screwed. And people are yelling answers too, so you can quickly adjust if you want to. The tribunal is Polly, it's Theo, and it's Turbo. I'm more and more convinced by the moment that Theo is going to win. Because like he does well, but they never really show him.
No.
That just, it leads me to believe that he's going to be there at the very end. Because that's when he'll get his screen
Every
time.
final involves running, and this guy went to the Olympics for it, so
maybe there's an eating challenge he can't do. That's where Turbo's going to come back. That's why you got to get rid of Hunter, too.
Yeah, Hunter.
If it comes down to eating, Hunter going to win.
Hunter may be like the best eater in the last...
You got
maybe forever. Like he's up there.
You got Hunter, Tony, and CT. Those are like your top three in terms of like eating.
Hunter's an absolute monster when it like he will like you.
He'll eat anything.
Eat like anything, like the most disgusting rancid thing on earth, and he doesn't even bat an eye. Like he's the only reason Ashley won last year because he ate like 37 dishes of like squid testicles. Like it was alarming.
And that wasn't fair to him either because that didn't get weighted in the overall performance. It was just the running part. Yeah. That's how Ashley won. That was. I see what his gripe was when it came down to it.
He got screwed won by Ashley, but you should never trust Ashley. Like she's a nightmare for a reason. But
living in like Guatemala now or something like that.
Well, you won't spend all of her money there.
It's probably pretty smart. If she takes up residency in Guatemala, then goes back on the challenge and wins some more money, you're not paying all them taxes. The taxes ain't coming for you.
You're probably paying for like security to make sure you don't die in the middle of the night, though, when you have $1 million and you live there.
Maybe. You can just live on a compound.
The guy who runs like 5 Dimes got like kidnapped in Costa Rica.
Yeah, he's also worth like $50 million.
Sure.
And he's involved in the shadiness of offshore gambling websites.
I mean... You bring up some valid points here.
And he deals exclusively in like Bitcoin as well, which is super easy to transfer on the black market.
Yeah.
It's not like, here's my cash.
But Ashley would stick out like a sore thumb in Guatemala, I would say.
Maybe. So in the tribunal, they just kind of walk up and like, here's who everyone's voting for. Those three really did seem to be on the same page. Mm-hmm. So you get Wes, you get Kyle. Who was the third one who was thrown in? Hunter. Mm-hmm. And somehow Hunter doesn't receive a vote after all that happened. So they end up going back. Everyone's kind of, people took it pretty okay. I think
for Hunter?
Hunter took it okay, I guess, until like he had a few beer into him. And then he got very triggered. Say he was going to fuck up everyone in the house. I'll fuck you all up.
Whatever happened to sociopath Hunter when he was with Georgia? Oh, that was just for that one episode.
It was for that 10 minutes when Wes talked him down.
There is no way for that guy to keep his emotions in check.
Hey, he wears his emotions on his sleeve. That's why he's a good reality TV character.
Yeah, you're right. You're right.
And he's the only one who's like a legitimate hothead left in the house. Like someone that you could... Half the point is like it happened in Nelson when he got too drunk, but it doesn't seem like it would take much for Hunter to throw a punch at someone.
No,
I know he didn't, but he seems very likely to. And there's so many people in this game now that are there for their social media presence and, to actively try to win $750,000, knowing that if you throw a punch, you're kicked off the show. It seems like Hunter is one of the few people remaining in like the overall casting that would throw the punch to get himself kicked off the show.
Shit, he won a final last year and still didn't win any money. So like, he's got nothing to lose.
Is he a challenge champion? Because I say he is.
100%. So is Sarah.
Yeah, Sarah, maybe they should be a team.
Yeah.
I don't think Sarah's alive. I don't think they invite her back on the show.
No, she probably has some... she's probably pretty upset.
I would be upset too.
Hopefully Johnny gave her something behind closed doors.
I have my doubts. I mean, he probably did, or they compensated her in some way, or they were just like, go fuck yourself. 'Cause there's that of it too.
Yeah.
So I just don't see Bananas giving her anybody.
Yeah, maybe not. But let's talk about what's actually important here.
Turbo versus Hunter.
Yeah. You know who Hunter's like, I'm not scared of you. It's just like everyone.
Everyone else is terrified of him.
I know I'm watching the screen going like, you should be very scared of Turbo. I do not want to fuck with Turbo. Like angry Turbo. I think we were talking like earlier, like who would win in a fight. Angry Turbo beats the shit out of everybody. Just the ferocity that I saw in that guy's eyes. You don't want to fuck with this guy.
That guy's a tank.
That guy does like little backflips and stuff too. Like
yeah, he'll legit like kung fu
you in the head. Yeah, you're getting knocked out.
Yeah, you're getting spin kicked.
Yeah, like Hunter doesn't like Hunter's a tough Southern boy. Good on him, like sports guy. Got a good build. I'm sure he can crack, but like we're talking a different level of like athleticism and ability here. And like I don't know Turbo's background, but if you told me that he was like first line infantry for like the Turkish military, I would 100% believe you after seeing what happened last night.
So do you think a lot of the misunderstanding was he's like 85% fluent in English, I would say, but I feel like some of it was lost on him, that he took it very personally.
Yes.
When there was no reason to, because just Hunter was being an idiot.
Yeah. Yeah, it was just like,
you will not fuck me up. I will fuck you up.
I guess it's don't challenge, like it could be a cultural thing. It's just like don't challenge another man around other people like that, right?
Yeah,
like,
unless you want to get called out.
unless you want to catch these hands.
Do you think Turbo is someone who could potentially get kicked out of the house for throwing a punch at someone?
I think based on what I saw last night, like he had his fist cocked and he was standing over top of him. Like if Hunter just reacted and maybe swatted and pushed him, I think so. Yeah.
Yeah. See, maybe that's the way to get Turbo out of this game.
Yeah.
Just take the punch.
It's a painful way to go out.
Pull the Brad with Darrell and just kind of egg him into it. Or drunk box.
He may kill you.
Yeah, he might. That's probably not a situation you want to be in. And the guy was just like passed out 10 hours before. He needed serious medical attention.
He woke up the next morning, he was still angry. He's like, if he touches me, I will slit his.
He said that to West to go
get something.
It was fantastic.
Holy shit!
So the other thing too, he had the line of the episode is like, "I cannot put my hands on him because I do not believe in animal abuse because he is a chicken." Best use of the word chicken since Donovan Bailey called out Michael Johnson in that 150-meter dash at Skydome when he was too chicken to erase me.
Yeah, I love it. Yeah,
I like how my Turkish accent and my Jamaican accent are exactly the same.
Don't mess with Turbo, man.
Davon's face the entire time when they were getting back and forth.
I don't think I noticed.
It was excellent. The challenge even tweeted it out afterwards, like the screen. It's just her basically like,
yeah, like oh shit, things are about to go down.
She is really working up in the pantheon of best people who are aware that they're on the challenge.
Yeah.
Like she's very good at reactions in the background of shots. She's really good at the confessionals.
Her confessional game is
it's top notch.
Very good.
I was trying to think. I was gonna text Rob. Maybe he can come up with this because I don't feel like going back and looking at everything. But like, who would be the top confessional people of all time? Because like Paulo was awesome. Bananas is pretty good, but he's so rehearsed at this point. He was better like 5 seasons ago. They always use Bear is pretty awesome. Like, but we've got one season of it. Like Devon was good last year too at the interstitials. Marie's pretty good.
Bear would be good every season though.
Yeah, you just need to get him to come back.
Yeah.
He's too busy selling like fat burning fills on Instagram and making like $1 million a year.
Yeah.
So was Scotty T, by the way.
Just posting links.
I started following Scotty T.
Cash and checks.
He's got like a 12-pack on the go right now, and you might need to buy some of these pills. He's looking great.
If I ever... I forget the movie I was going to talk about where they had diet pills. Real sad.
Requiem for a Dream?
Yes.
Were those diet pills that she was taking?
Weren't they? It was basically speed, but it was like a diet pill that just was laced with a ton of speed.
I talked to my guy, Matt. I think it was Mad Labs I talked to about this. I was just DMing him one day because I was very interested in these fat burning pills. I feel like he would know about it, if anything. It's like, hey, should I take these? And he's like, no, they don't work. Like, they're stupid.
I think they're just like high in amphetamines.
I think like the legal ones, I think like, yeah, like the illegal ones are full of like actual speed. Like the over-the-counter fat burning pills are full of like caffeine or something like that.
Yeah.
I don't really see what that. I drink enough coffee.
Yeah, like when I used to tree plant back in the day, it was just really fucking stupid, to be perfectly honest. I don't think it really worked all that much. But we'd use pseudoephedrine. You just like pop a couple of Sudafeds in the morning, go out there and just
You plant all them trees.
dangerous. But like you've heard of like athletes and stuff like having like
Like greenies in baseball
like it's
in the 70s.
yeah. So like we would do that.
They're
a little
uppers,
bit.
basically.
But frankly, like I did that like my 3rd season. And I did well that season, but it's like my 4th and 5th season were my best seasons. And like I didn't do them at all because I didn't want to like completely break down in the middle of the forest. And yeah, it's mind over the matter a lot of the times.
You did a lot of tree planting. How many seasons of tree planting did you do?
6.
Is there a reality show to be filmed amongst the tree planting community?
Yeah,
Maybe that's something we should be working on.
there is for sure. It would be great. It could be good. You need the right camp.
You need the right camp. You need to cast the people.
What you actually need to do. We could maybe make this happen. I've been out of it for years now.
You're out of the game.
What you need to do is you need to actually go to like the supervisors and the people who run the whole company. Like, the old company that I used to work for is like the biggest one in Canada. And you'd want them to, I'd be like, who are you want like, you basically want to cast based on like who's the biggest character, funny people, you know what I mean? Different characters. You're gonna have some silent types, but then you're like, who's the girl who's putting out with every camp? And then what they usually do is you have like your spring contract, and we would set up like a summer contract in like the foothills of Alberta. And that's you'd really want to cast the right people because there's a lot of duds that go there as well.
Of course. So did you see the show? It was on.
But like people are, it's pretty much like every 5 days you're getting blackout drunk in some small northern town.
Yeah, and there's nothing around.
There's nothing around. You're just getting beyond like, and your body's so dehydrated. You've lost so much weight that it's like it takes like 4 or 5 beers and you're hammered. But you end up drinking as much as you would.
Craziness ensues.
And craziness ensues.
This sounds like a reality show.
It really could be a reality TV show.
Okay, so we'll work on that. We'll write that down, and we'll get to work on that.
Yeah.
For next year.
2020 summer.
2022, we'll say. 2022, summer 2022. Look for Paul and I's tree planting reality show where people just go hook up all the time. Do you remember that show that came on after the challenge? Forget what it was called. They were like, you had to survive on an island, and that was just it. Fuck, I forget. It was really horrible. And there was a lot of like drone cameras and shit like that. It was basically unwatchable. I don't even know if they aired the entire first season. It was so bad. And they would like drop off like, and for every person that went away, like they got their share of the money got taken off.
Oh, yes.
What was that called? Because it was horrible. And then X on the Beach replaced it coming on after the challenge. I was like, oh, X on the Beach, here we go.
I remember the show, yeah. I don't remember.
I recall it not being good.
I recall not being able to watch more than 15 minutes of it.
Yeah, that's usually a good litmus test with a lot of these MTV shows.
I would watch 15 minutes like every single week for like the first 4 weeks, and then you just, as soon as the episode's done, you're like, I can't even be bothered.
I watched 20 minutes of that Game of Clone show that has it had Cam and Cara Maria on it.
It was really bad.
It was not great. Yeah, that's my review. Not great.
So they find 6 people that look very, very similar, and then you're trying to find the one that has the personality that would jive with yours.
So I think it was Kara. Yeah, so Kara's like guy that she wanted to, like, her ideal match was Jason Momoa, the guy who plays Aquaman and played Khal Drogo in Game of Thrones. So there was like 7 dudes who looked like him, and then like it was like a normal dating show. For Cam, it was The Rock. Like 7 dudes who look like The Rock, although none of them quite looked like The Rock. They look like when I tuned in, I was like,
Jason Momoa one I think would be easier to mimic just because
it's hair, right?
It's the hair, exactly.
Yeah,
but like The Rock's just like, okay, well, sorry, you're not like super turbo jacked.
In fairness to the casting, when I tuned in, I was easy to identify, like, oh, she like it's Jason Momoa was the person that she said.
Okay,
and for Cam, it's like, oh, she said The Rock.
Okay,
like the guys looked enough like The Rock that you could kind of piece it together. It was not a good show.
Did they find love?
I don't know. I tuned out before that. It was unwatchable.
Is it only like a 1 episode thing where they go in?
No, I think it crosses over. Like you get like an episode and a half to figure it out. Then they bring in like the new person and you meet their new people while the other person is finishing it up. I think that's how it was structured.
Okay. So it's like middle of the episode is when you get your conclusion.
For one person.
Yeah.
And then the other people, I think.
Interesting.
I watched 40% of an episode, so I have no idea really. That's how it seemed to me like it was going. So for the elimination, we get 1 vote for Wesley. We get 1 vote for Kyle. And then it's down to Paulie, and he picks Kyle. Were you surprised? Because I was. I thought he was going to pick Wes.
He wanted to.
Coward's way out picking Kyle.
He really wanted to pick Wes.
Then he should have picked Wes.
I agree. I don't understand this at this point. It's just like Kyle doesn't seem to give a shit about your guys' relationship at all. Like, just leave. Kyle is like the one of the like the good guy, like the one of the breaths of fresh air inside of this house right now.
And the
like,
only person who does, like, even Polly kind of seems to like Kyle at this point. It's just Kara, who probably secretly likes Kyle anyway.
yeah.
Everyone else gets along with him famously.
Everyone seems to really get like he was hugging Bear at the end, saying like I'm really sorry that you have to go. Like he picked Bear because he's like
You're the guy I can beat.
That's the guy that seems like the easiest way out.
And it did look like it was going to be a physical challenge, not a mental challenge.
Still ended up being a physical challenge
In a way.
So you wanted to talk about your strategy.
So here's the move in this. Like if Wes had gone in, and Wes is a bit more savvy, especially like if he knew the answer was Japan in the elimination. So what the elimination is, it's a trivia question. 5 balls drop down, it's multiple choice. And then you race to get the ball, then you have to put it back into like your whatever, like Powerball kind of thing. So, but you have to have the right answer in. So if someone puts in the wrong answer, you can just go pick up the other one. The move is, if you know what the answer is and the other person doesn't, which Bear didn't because he doesn't seem to know anything, run at the wrong one. Put up a struggle for like 10 seconds, pretend to give up while he goes and puts it in his thing and just walk over and grab the other one.
Yeah, you have to make sure you
have to
keep an idea of where the other one is, though, because when you leave, they're going to be coming after you.
No, but they can't. If they go and put the wrong answer in, you just get to walk over and pick it up.
True.
See,
that's what happened with the Japan one.
Yeah, so you just sell that you're really into this one ball if the other person doesn't know, and then they're like fighting you for it. You put up a strike. You can only do it once.
Maybe that's what Bear was trying to do.
Maybe, but you can only do that once. You need to save that one for when you know and the other person does know, because once you do it once, they're going to be hip to you.
Yeah, that's a strategy.
But I thought that would be, it's useless now because no one's ever going to see this elimination again. Can we just have regular Powerball like we used to have?
No, the world's gone soft, Pat.
That's so good, though.
Like, I want to see Turbo versus Hunter.
But we have guys versus guys now. We have girls versus girls. You can have Powerball now. Although you would not want to see Maddie in the girls' Powerball.
She would kill all of them.
I mean, she's in a good/bad position right now, I think. She's not winning a final.
They may try to throw her in.
No, you don't want to throw her in. If you're on the girl side, you want her to stay till the very end because she is not winning the final.
How many people are left right now?
6 or 7, I think.
So 6 girls?
Let her go. Let her win every single one. Let her just walk to the final because she is not beating you in a race. She's not.
Yeah.
It's the one thing maybe she can, but
maybe she can.
At this point, like Nani's a good runner. George is a good runner. Like those two are the 2 best runners that are left. Like Kara's not a great runner, but she looks like she's better than Maddie.
If there's a girl in the house that could rival, I haven't even seen her eat, but if she could like eat like the nasty shit that Hunter does, I could see it being Maddie. She's got a bit of a rougher. She's Southern like Hunter as well. Here's the thing not to overlook in this eating thing, where like Theo seems like sort of like a dainty Brit. Seems like he's very high educated, just the way that he speaks. He doesn't have like the trashy British accent like the rest of them. British food is fucking horrible. Yeah.
That they can probably just eat whatever. So like George is probably like, yeah, just give it to me.
Bangers and mash.
Yeah, just the worst
like
food on earth.
Shitty sausages and mashed potatoes being your country's go-to food.
So why is there a Burger King tie-in for Kyle?
I don't know.
Why isn't there a tie-in for every episode then? Like, do they have nothing to give away?
They didn't even like show like who ate the Burger King either.
Well, it was Kyle said it was Devon, Maddie, and Nani.
Maybe that's next episode that we'll see them like open up their Whoppers and shit.
Yeah, because I remember even on like old seasons of The Real where it's like, hey, we work at Subway. Holding up a Subway sub. You know what's delicious? Subway. I love Gatorade.
They definitely did. Like, I love when they cut to Turbo and he's like, I love Burger King.
He might. That could be a genuine reaction from Turbo.
I think it was. I legitimately think it was.
There was
a few of them excited, but like these people, I think you get more excited when they're on like Survivor and you get Burger King.
I haven't watched Survivor in like 20 years. I tuned it after like season 5, whatever it was. But it always seemed to me like whoever got like the great meal, like you got Burger King, you got McDonald's, and then you ate that shit after being on the island for like 3 weeks, like you were just ruined for like 5 days. Like it just it didn't jive with the rest of what you were eating because you ate too much of it because you were all fired up and it was all greasy. It just made you feel like garbage.
It's true.
So it seemed to work to your disadvantage. On the challenge, you're like, yeah, give me all the fucking burgers you want.
Yeah, like I don't know. Like they're not starving them out there.
No, they're eating well. They're eating well.
They probably have nice meals, nice food, nice fruits, vegetables, meats, like probably anything within reason, except for Burger King, that you can possibly want. Like they're getting fed well out there. So like I don't really understand why they would be so excited for Burger King.
Maybe just because you win something. Like, hey, Burger King, this is great.
Yeah.
I like Burger King. Let's go. I mean, I don't dislike Burger King, but I'm never actively seeking Burger King.
Burger King's like you just accept it.
Oh, there's only one fast food restaurant in this airport terminal. Okay, Burger King it is.
Burger King. Okay, give me a Whopper. I
like their nugs. They had a nug deal on at one point where it was like 10 nugs for $1 or something.
For our Canadian listeners, not many of them, but sneaky best fast food poutine in the biz.
I can't imagine myself ever going and getting poutine at a fast food restaurant. I hate poutine.
I
hate poutine anyway.
If you're gonna get a fast food poutine, Burger King's got the one. McDonald's poutine is utter trash. The fries don't work well with it. Their gravy's super light. Like Burger King has the right idea around all of it. It's just like they use actual curds. They've got a thicker cut fry. They got a deep, darker gravy. Like they have all the elements. It's still fast food poutine, but it's right. They're doing things the right way. Unlike Subway, that doesn't have poutine.
They do not have. That would probably be very anti-Subway to have poutine.
I think their slogans do it the right way, though, isn't it?
Is it?
I don't know.
What? Isn't it eat fresh?
Oh yeah, somebody just do it the right way.
Yeah. Don't know. Yeah. You're really throwing me for a loop here with these fast food slogans. Bear on his way out doesn't go say hi. Bye to Georgia or anything like that, and Wes he's probably gonna go talk to his cousin. It was the best line of the episode. And Wes just chucking daggers and calling Maddie the rookie of the year too, which she is.
Frankly, she is.
Although she hasn't really done anything, she's just terrifying to everyone else, and that's worth a lot of weight on the channel.
Kyle has really illuminated that to us. I guess we were all kind of wise to it until Kyle started being like, now, like, people are actually going to come after me because I don't have a 6'1" massive female partner that all of my teammates all the other people are afraid of.
Big thing too. Paulie mentioned this in the tribunal is that Kyle does make himself seem like he's a lot worse than he actually is, and that does work to his advantage. Paulie seems to be hip to him though.
He also seems to be He makes sure that he's friends with everyone. He's good at politicking within the game without outwardly seeming like he's politicking.
Well, I don't think that he's actively politicking. I just think that he's a fun guy to hang out with, and people like hanging out with him. Like I don't think he's going out of his way to do anything. He's just being chill and fun.
I think he's mindful of not getting into fights with anybody.
Sure, maybe he's just not a guy who gets into fights with people. Yeah, though. There's that too.
That seems to work for him.
Anything else? This is a filler episode.
So yeah, Georgia's crying as Bear walks, like she's got her ugly cry face. At least Bear on the way out, he accepted the defeat though. You know, he called himself a loser.
Well, he was a loser. Yeah. He quit. He was a loser. But TJ not calling him out for being a quitter, just what are you doing, TJ?
100% quit.
Of course he did.
The end there.
Quit.
Yeah.
He couldn't even get the minus points for TJ telling you to quit.
And frankly, he did it against Gus Bus earlier too, where it's like Gus got on top of him, things got too real, and he just kind of let go.
Yeah, and then his partner ended up winning. Devon ended up winning it for it, and he quit during that other challenge too. When they got behind, he's like, "We're not fucking winning," which he was correct that they weren't going to win. So why exert yourself? But yeah, that's not the point.
He is 100% a front runner. I wonder though. This is an interesting thing from a production standpoint. They're going to have to spend a lot of money to get Bear to show up. He did prove that he is a lot better than we thought. But for the production team, if you're going to have to spend that much money on him, you could bring this guy into the house and he gets launched on the first episode. Your contract with him is just like, we have to pay him like $1.5 million just to appear on this show.
I think it's like you're hoping. I think it's like $150,000, but
you have to make sure, like, if you're going to make that investment, you don't want this guy going home. So you have to almost like finagle hey Bear, what are you good at? Okay, we'll make sure the first like 6 things are like things that you're very good at to give you a better chance.
Well, the move would be just put these people in the house to hang.
Yeah.
And then eventually they can play their way into the game somehow. Make that the next season where you have like the people that we all like that mix it up in the house. Just put them in the house. They're not actually a part of the competition. And somehow one of them can win their way in. And then you guarantee that they're there for 6 episodes.
Or everybody that we thought has left has been in another house, and we're
If that happens, man, I may have to quit watching the show. I can't handle that. This twist is bad enough.
yeah.
But like that twist would be horrible.
It would be 'cause,
Horrible.
Like you have no idea about it. Like they get to the final, it's just like, oh, by the way,
Everyone else is still in the
everyone
final.
else is still in it. You get your right to go to the redemption.
Yeah,
house.
we've actually been running a tournament of 64 off on the side, and you haven't noticed. Like Darrell's in it now. It's like, what? That'll
I
do.
think that's it.
Yeah, Pat Mayo Experience. Tell everyone's where they can follow you and where to watch your shows.
Follow me on Twitter at Paul Shag. Follow my podcast at Dog or Pass Pod. That airs right here on the Pat Mayo Experience. All the outlets, whether it's the DraftKings YouTube page or all of your other feeds. I don't know all the.
I know. I'm the one who says it every day. So
Yeah, so you listen to the feeds that Pat is about to say in a second.
you'll find the same stuff on there right now.
To find our podcast.
What is it?
with me
UFC 236 this week?
UFC 236.
Who's gonna win?
There's 2 interim title fights. Both of those titles actually mean pretty much dog shit. But
Who's the main?
main event is Max Holloway versus Dustin Poirier 2. They fought Max Holloway's first fight in the UFC was against Dustin Poirier, but he was like 21 at the time.
Mm-hmm.
So he's moving up to 155. They're fighting for the interim 2 Khabib's belt, but it's just like, come on, guys. Like Khabib, nobody beat Khabib.
Who's gonna win?
I think Dustin Poirier is 100% live just because he's a lot bigger. They used to both fight at 145, but Dustin Poirier left about 2-3 years ago, so he's put on some mass and bulk for that division. Holloway's last fight was at 145, so I just think like strength is going to be an advantage, but it's super tight. But like the odds say that like Poirier is like plus 185. So,
Yeah, so he's
I
almost,
think the value
he's almost
is
a
all
2-1
on
dog.
Poirier.
All right. I'm Pat Mayo. You can follow me at the PME on Twitter, Instagram, and the Facebooks. Although I doubt many people are using the Facebooks out there, but if you are, at the PME in there, facebook.com/the PME. Subscribe to the Pat Mayo Experience, iTunes, Spotify, Stitcher, Podbean, Audio Boom, iHeartRadio, TuneIn, and Radio Public. Those are the places, Paul, that you can subscribe to the Pat Mayo Experience, and you can find the UFC shows and all my shows. We got Master stuff coming up. We have all the golf next week. Football's coming up, NFL draft, and of course, we're going to continue to cover the challenge all the way to the end. Smash the like button for the video episode. Leave your DraftKings handle in the comment section if you were able to call out any one of the female competitors next week. If you were in the killing floor, which one would it be? I think we decided on Georgia or D, so I'm curious to hear what you have to say out there. All right? I'm Pat Mayo. Thank you for watching. I'll see you next time.
Pat Mayo Experience! Experience!